Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. So, one of the things that I've been realizing taking the guys through Reignited Men is the amount of effort that's required in order to change a sexless relationship and pushing it towards sexual success. And as I speak to different clients, I'm beginning to see that the thing that I've been able to do, in fact, the mission for me was to get them to reevaluate how much effort they're actually putting in to the relationship. At the same time, how much they need to increase the effort and increase the effort even though they know that by increasing the effort, it means that there's opportunities, or at least there's a high risk of more rejections. So usually most people, they want to put more effort, but because of the fear of rejection, then they lower the effort, or they minimize the effort, or sometimes they just do the bare minimum so that they can feel like momentum of they've tried to make some effort, but also it is a way of minimizing how much rejection they feel. So, and this is a very important piece, because when you start thinking about what it actually takes to change a sexless relationship, some of you guys have been married for 5 years, some of you 10 years, some of you 15 years. You've had 15 years of bad habits, and it's completely ridiculous to actually think that by having one conversation, then you're about to be able to change this whole situation, or by taking her to a dinner date, or by doing things around the house, by doing things that are by doing something, one effort or one piece of effort, then that's enough for you to change the sexual relationship. So there's something else that has to happen, and you have to build, or at least increase your mind to allowing yourself to put out more effort. And again, it's not just about the effort that you're going to be putting in, it's also putting the right effort at the right things in order to change it as well. So, because I know a lot of guys who put in a lot of effort, as in you provide for your family, you cook, clean, you look after the children, you take the kids to bed, you do all these things where you're putting a lot of effort, but it's not giving you any benefits. But in terms of what you're doing in order to change the sexless relationship, you might need to increase the effort, but not in that sense of being transactional, but in a way that's going to be collaborative, for you pulling the same direction in order to be closer sexually. So there's things that are, and when I was thinking about this episode, I was thinking of an example of something similar to what's happening here. So I remember the first time I was at the school I was at. I think at the time I was called grade 3. I was about 9 years old, and I remember we had PE, which is a physical education class, where we did one at the swimming for swimming, and everybody was sort of in the deep end and they were playing. I'd never been in swimming before, so I'd never swum before, and I was just in the shallow end, and I was scared. I was nervous about being in water, and I'd had years of my parents and my granddad and everybody saying, don't go in the water, because again, where I used to live, there was crocodiles, and people had drowned, and there's so many things that had happened. So I had this real fear about water. So I got in, and that was me just getting in and being in the shallow end. I thought that was enough to be good. And I remember people laughing at me, thinking, oh, look at you in the shallow end, you're a baby. And it was a very terrible situation. And that terrible situation, I told my uncle at the time, who worked at a swimming pool at the time. I said, oh, this is what the guys were saying. He was a lifeguard. So it was towards the summer holidays. In the summer holidays, he said, no, I want you to come swimming with me every day for this whole summer. And I did so. So I went in, started showing me how to do how to float and how to breathe, how to do the strokes of swimming. And I was doing so. And then I started doing it every single day. So I would literally be there from about sort of 10 o'clock to about 5 o'clock when the pool shut, and I'll be swimming pretty much all day, and I wouldn't even go home for lunch. So we're just doing this, and I was doing this with my brother, and we spent all summer swimming. Now, the crazy part about it is that we are now getting into swimming competitions, so about 10 years old. And believe it or not, when it came to our house swimming, which is, I don't know how they do it in America, but you have different houses, so where you get house points. So we did a swimming tournament and pretty much crushed everybody. And I was surprised. I was like, how come I'm beating everyone? And then went to inter-schools, I beat everyone. Went to regional, beat everyone. And the difference was that when everybody else, they were going swimming twice a week or once a week and putting in effort and thinking, look, I've swam for 2 hours and I've done the practice. Now I can put my feet up. That's the effort that they thought was enough in order to get them competitive and win. Whereas in my case, I was on it every single day, pushing myself and getting better and better. And in fact, it reminds me when I was listening to Michael Phelps. There's a podcast and he was talking about how when he was preparing for the Olympics, he did not take a day off. And he didn't take a day off because he knew that if he raised his game to, for example, 90%, if he took Saturday, Sunday off, you would either remain at that 90% and you would and sometimes you would drop off a little bit, maybe to about 89% or even 88%. And then it would take him 2 or 3 days to get back to 90% so he can build. So the actual building process will end up becoming 2 days instead of being, So he said, if I don't take a day off, it means that when everybody else is taking a step back, I'm still taking steps forward when I'm training Saturday and Sunday. And that included his birthday, Christmas, and Boxing Day. And this is how he ended up smashing and becoming the most decorated Olympic star in swimming. And this is me now trying to show you the amount of effort that you need in order to change a sexless relationship. And when you start seeing it from that perspective, it changes everything. Because I know there's people out there that are coaches and therapists and that are telling you that it's this one thing that you need to do in order to change a sexless relationship. And I've said this a few times that with therapists, it's really counterintuitive for them to try and get you a result very quickly. So they will try and string you along with, we're going to figure out what trauma is holding you back and we'll figure out what trauma is stopping them from you feeling sexual desire. But it's got nothing to do with that. It's a logical approach that keeps you stringing along while they're making money from you. And I kid you not, I've debunked this so many times. And when it comes to other coaches, they take one size fit all. Again, I'm not stating all coaches because some coaches have really got good stuff. But the one thing that I've been beginning to see is that in terms of effort, it's hard to put effort when they're being given a templated process that is one size fit all. In this kind of situation, it's not one size fit all. And this is why it's a little bit different with Reignited Men, where we've got, yes, coaching calls. And the coaching calls are Monday to Friday. Every day you're expected to come in for an hour and we will deal with certain things. And it's taken you 15 years to be in this situation. It's taken you 10 years to be in this situation. It's taken you a long period of time for you to see that there's a disparity or there's a problem sexually within your relationship. So therefore, it's going to take a lot of time for you to do so. And this is why having that day-to-day thing is very important. And I always use the analogy of imagine if you've been eating 3 meals per day, and these are high calorie, 1,000 calories, for example, and it's McDonald's, for example. So you're eating McDonald's for breakfast, McDonald's for lunch, and McDonald's for dinner, and all of a sudden you've ballooned in weight. So you're massively overweight. The day you start going to the gym, if you went 1 day a week, how much effect would you have in order to change that your body? Think about that. And if you just went to the gym alone without changing your diet, how much would it affect your results? So you have to see it from that perspective, that when you're changing this process, it's going to be a daily process. Monday to Friday is coaching calls. Saturday, Sunday, we're actually catching. I'm actually asking you, are you doing the task? Are you doing, what have you done? Give me some updates. And this is what I'm expected of. And this is you increasing your output and you being kept accountable. And again, I'm not saying this so that you can start trying flooding in for, like I said, it's the qualification process to come into Reignited Men. And again, it's more of a selection process now, because we're not just going to take anybody and everybody. We're going to tell you what that looks like in terms of coming in. So we'll give you more information in the next few weeks. Just hold back. For now, you can listen to the episodes. If you want to see some more content, just go to Thriving Tribesmen, Thriving_Tribesmen on our Instagram. You can follow there, and if you've got any questions, you can ask through there. But for now, we're not taking on any clients, not yet. But this is the difference, and I'm saying this because not only am I saying this so you can consider us when we open up the slots for Reignited Men, but also for you to see that what you say, because this is one of the things that bugs me a lot when somebody says, I've done everything to change a sexless relationship, really, when they've not really done that much. Because, again, they've just done that one thing where they've done one workout, never changed the diet, and then they consider that they've done enough to warrant what it looks like to change a sexless relationship. So hopefully this has challenged you and it's got you to rethink how you approach changing a sexless relationship. And hopefully I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.